everyone, this is YTD Talks episode 3 and today we welcome our speaker Rashna Sharma ma'am. First of all, thank you so much for a great response on our last two episodes and today we are back with episode 3 of YTD Talks talking about social front and youth. So today our area of focus would be psychology. So what exactly is psychology? Psychology is the study of mind and behavior. It encompasses the biological influences, social pressures, and environmental factors that affect people, how they think, act, and feel. Gaining a richer and deeper understanding of psychology can help people achieve insights into their own actions as well as a better understanding of other people. Psychology includes the study of conscious and unconscious phenomena as well as a feeling and thought.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday. As your background of study has been in psychology, I would like to ask what is the insights you have gained through psychology and how does the mind body connection affect our emotions?
The word psychology derives itself from the Greek word psyche, which originally, of course, meant the spirit or the soul. But in the science of study, it has come to now mean the mind, the conscious, the subconscious, as well as the unconscious mind. And definitely, it is like the supercomputer which controls our entire behavior. Our thoughts, our feelings are controlled by the mind. So therefore, the physical body responds. So we have a lot of diseases, the doctors will tell you these are psychosomatic, like migraine headaches, asthma attacks. These are the physical symptoms, even hypertension, high blood pressure, heart diseases. These are the physical symptoms sometimes of the body's inability to handle some situations. The mental, of course, is anxiety, as mild as anxiety to as severe as panic attacks and depression and severe depression. We are living right now in the current situation where there is so much external stress that is being generated. We are hearing of suicides, which is again the mind's inability to really handle the stressful situations. So yes, the mind, the study of psychology helps you to understand the relationship between the mind and the body.
Now that we all got the understanding on this area, a certain word we have fallen upon that is resilience. Would you please help us with what exactly this word means and its importance?
So before I talk about resilience, I would like to talk about stress, because resilience comes from stress in the sense. Now, why do I say that? I say that because if you look at the word stress at a micro level, for students, for people like you, at a micro level, what are your stressors? Your stressors are disruption of your academic year, the examinations. A lot of schools, colleges, and universities have not yet been able to conduct their examinations. So examinations are a stressor. Related to examinations are obviously marks. If you are not able to conduct the exams, how is the university or the school or the college going to allot you assessments? And what grades will you get because you have not been properly assessed? And at the third level, at a more senior levels for students, say for example of management, the third stressor is of placements. Will the placements happen? Will the placements not happen? How will they happen in this online mode? So these are at a micro level, some of the stressors. At a macro level, people are worried about the economy. The GDP is falling 23.9, which is almost 24%. So India particularly is concerned because of all the countries in the world, it has had the maximum impact on the economy. Other than that, the second stressor for India right now is its relationship with China. So these are at a macro level, these are the two situations which are causing stress, and they've trickled down to the micro level. Why? Because if the economy is not looking good, people are not buying, jobs are getting, people are getting fired, jobs are getting redundant, people are losing their jobs and their livelihood. And in that situation, how will new jobs be created? So the macro trickles down to the micro level. And then, of course, at the global level, we have the pandemic. I mean, right now, that's the biggest monster looming across the world. And the world is united in trying to fight that. So, to answer your question, resilience is the ability of an individual to manage that stress. Okay, we cannot control it. We cannot control emotions. Emotional intelligence will tell you managing emotions, because controlling emotions leads to a pressure cooker effect. Because you suppress it, it builds inside you, and then one day, like a pressure cooker, it might burst. And sadly, a lot of our suicides are usually the buildup of this stress. Very rarely are they triggered off by a single incident.
As we all know, during this pandemic, we all went through a certain amount of changes, whether we liked it or not. Sometimes unnecessary changes comes along with stress. What should a person do when the stress is unbearable and what is eventually lead to burnout?
Yes, now here is where I will talk about resilience. So, resilience, like I said before, is the individual's capacity and ability to manage the situation, to cope with the situation. And as we all know, we are living in a very difficult, very stressful situation right now. The resilient people are those who have productively utilized this lockdown period of being at home to really upskill themselves, upgrade themselves. So whether it is through certifications, through additional courses that people are pursuing, additional skills. So I know of people who are learning dance or learning to play the guitar, just using YouTube videos. And then they are performing, uploading their YouTube videos. So as we all know, one of the professions people have which they were banking on was the social media influencers. Now with this entire lockdown, a lot of their work has stopped. So therefore, they have used this platform now in order to remain relevant and remain being followed, because that's what their profession depends on, by using YouTube and the social media. So I think that resilience, if you ask me, is the key to managing the situation. So how can we use this situation, spend more time with the family, spend more time with the self, do yoga, do meditation, learn a new skill, learn a new language perhaps, anything which will also be helpful to you in the future.
Thank you so much. And sometimes we all forget that mentally taking care of yourself is equally important as taking care of our body. As we are coming to an end to this talk, anything you would like to say and share with our YTT audience?
Yes, I think it is very important that mental health be given as much importance as physical health. I'm very happy that the world is becoming aware, and especially in India, the taboo that was, so far we faced about talking about mental health in families, somewhere we seem to be breaking that taboo. And I'm very happy that the world is becoming aware. Celebrities are coming out to talk about depression, to talk about anxiety, to talk about mental health. And parents are also now becoming aware that this is as critical, to be taken care of for their child as their education and studies is, and of course their physical health is. So I'm very happy that this conversation is happening now in the world. And I do believe that at an individual level also, it's very important that you share what you're going through. Secondly, keeping yourself active, learning skills, learning languages, keeping your mind occupied so that it does not fall back into a downward spiral. Find your own mojo, find your own space which calms down your nerves and helps you to cope better.